I'm sitting on Terry Gallegos' front porch, and he's over here doing his
axe thing,
his axe and knife thing where he's.
Oh, see where I got it.
Look, only because I'm filming him did he miss.
The whole. No, I wasn't a minute.
He's made like 10 in a row.
I hit the hole.
Let's see if anybody's watching him.
Yeah, they like you sit here, and their game is to make me miss, though. I'm gonna fix the center. I've hit it too many times.
So anyway, let's look and see what's going on over here. Now I can't see real well because it's bright, and I can't really see my screen that well. But I do think I see some things over there. I won't really know until I get inside.
Yeah. brightness, it's kind of hard to see.
But there's his parents' house over there across the road. There's his mama walking and getting in her vehicle right now.
Mama! You too!
So it is kind of interesting that they would be right here in the middle of town.
Well, we're a suburb.
It's a suburb, but behind the house are mountains with snow still on top of them. And this is a really, really wild area. So I think the Bigfoots just come down here because they want to mess with these people, and that's like their television, you know.
Indian ruin right here. Right there, that's a ruin. The rocks, this house sits on a native Indian ruin.
Yeah.
And they're all over.
Well, anyway, later on, I'm going to try to get a picture of Alfalfa, his baby's play friend. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Terry Gallegos. My first encounter was like in 4th grade. I was down McCampbell Canyon, did the classic 3-step. We were in a classroom setting because it was a field trip on the Kilby farm. And the guy that was in front of me, closer to it, was affected the most because he immediately went back to school and drew a picture of this thing. But it was my first encounter. Did the classic 1, 2, 3, and the kids were spread out, and we were exploring Anasazi ruins, their cliff dwellings down McCampbell Canyon, and Canyon of the Ancients. And it did the classic 1, 2, 3 right in front of the gentleman, and I seen it about the time he took the 2nd step, and it leaped off a 100-foot vert, and we ran to the edge and looked off the edge, and there was nothing there. I, being a hunter all my life and about 10 years old, well, I looked on the ground and I noticed that there were 2 footprints and the stride was huge. We explained to the teachers what went on. They didn't believe us. They blew us off. It was probably a bear or this or that. And well, then after that I noticed footprints at another property that and I didn't think much of it, but we had visited Canyon of the Ancients another time, and when I'd come home I started noticing that I was crying because my auntie had died of cancer, and I had a friend that told me that there were a family of them around the area that we lived in, and he said well, they wanted to get water, and there was a vase on one side, and it didn't look like they wanted to cross the creek to do it, so I helped them out. They're my friends. And I wanted to tell him, well, yeah, right, whatever, rock. And he goes, I go, I know, I seen one down McCampbell Canyon in 4th grade. And I'm crying my eyes out after my aunt dies of cancer. And after wiping my eyes and looking on the ground, another footprint. And it brought back the flashback.
So he was standing right there while you were tripping out. He was standing right there, and you didn't even know it.
Right, I was sitting there crying, and they were very fresh. And I followed him. I go, well, if there's one, you never find more than one generally. And there was 2. And then I tracked it to like 2 or 3 or 4 steps. And then, well, I don't know if they just felt more comfortable with me but I started singing them songs. And that's what I was doing, standing in the middle of the field, singing a song. And, boom. There the tracks began, and then I had a couple of instances that, well, I was going to be Terry Bigfoot Tracker, and I got on all my camouflage and painted up my face, and I have my sling, okay, and I figured, well, I'm not going to try and hurt him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sling, and like, I'm going to hit him and hit myself in the head and fall down on the ground. Hopefully they'll find some humor in that and not eat me or what have you. And I'm not really, never been afraid of anything on the earth for some reasons, and well, so I'm Terry Bigfoot Tracker. I go down this little wash and pan up my post, and I take a look around, and it's fall time, and there's this ant pile. Beautiful place to kind of sit down and squat, and I'm going to check out this trail, and I got my camera ready, and I look for a second, and I go, wait a minute. where in the world did my sling go? I walk about 20 feet, I grab and I find my sling, and I go back to the very same point where I was just gonna set up my little stand, and there's a print right where I was gonna sit.
Really?
I went, oh my goodness! I said, I hightailed it back to the house, and that's the end of my Bigfoot thing for right now. That was a little bit much.
So basically, let's just talk about this for a second, because we just got through talking to your dad.
Yeah.
And your mom.
Uh-huh.
Basically, you're just not going to see these guys, and they can be milling all around you, leaving a footprint right in front of you or right behind you when nobody was there. But yet, you turn around and boom, there it is.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's just amazing. And
for some particular reason, we seem to have extra large footprints. Extra large footprints.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If you do, there is a formula for looking at a footprint and determining the weight,
right?
The height and the weight.
There is. Well, awesome.
And the size that you've been showing me, we're talking 12 plus foot.
Well, the one that I got measured off of the satellite, 15 foot tall, guaranteed, with a 36-inch foot.
Well, I'll tell you who's an expert at that is Tom Cantrell.
Right.
Now, I don't subscribe to all his stuff, but his footprint analysis and determining the size and the weight by a footprint is spot on. Mathematically, it is spot on.
Well, I'm sure there's
you can do the same thing. Honestly, I caught the world record bass.
Right. Awesome.
But I threw him back. It was on my uncle's lake, and I didn't want anybody to know.
Right.
And I didn't want anybody fishing his lake.
Right.
So I just threw her back. But I did measure the length times the girth.
Right.
And there is a mathematical formula to determine the weight.
Absolutely.
It was 25 pounds.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
That's great.
The world record's 24 pounds, 10 ounces.
I'm sure down at this little stock pond, my grandson caught Colorado's world record sunfish. Because this thing was like, it looked like a bass.
Really?
A sunfish that looked like a bass. It caught him
a brim.
Yeah. Yep.
It was a yellow breast?
Yep. Yellow belly, the panfish.
Yeah.
Yep. Sunfish.
My mother caught one 3.5 pounds.
This one had to go.
And she won a toaster of them.
There you go.
That was back in the day, you know.
Well, after I seen the footprints coming off of the porch, I decided to set up a camera trap. Right off the bat, my very first attempt, I get a mama trying to pick up the babies, and picks up the well, before, I think the baby might have been playing with my beverages. And she was either putting them back or taking some out. I didn't really notice. I didn't really care. But as I'm walking towards to set them down on the floor so they could be cooler, we grab an armload of wood. It makes this noise, which I'm unable to hear until I review the video. And I walk into the house, and then she comes out, and you can immediately tell by the weight of her footsteps. Boom, boom. Reaches over and picks up a baby, waits a minute, opens the door, and walks into the house, quietly closes the door. And then as the video runs, you hear another kind of really weird vocalization. And then so after I got that, I was kind of, well, I realized that I started locking my doors. My very first experience in the house, I was carrying some pistachios, and I had empty shells in one hand, full shells in the other. And I was walking down the hallway, and I looked up, and kind of behind our inversion table that we had was taller than this. I seen like this liquid form cloak thing. And I shook my head, and I looked again. I said, I didn't see that. And I took my pistachios, and I went to throw it at it. And as soon as the pistachios then they were full, heavy, you know, I was going to eat the shells, throw them in the stove. I threw the pistachios. They went halfway down the living room and immediately flew back at me, and I seen it cloak again, like and manifest a figure. And I knew I seen you, and I told you you couldn't be in here. And I said, in the name of Jesus, and all those things, and I did those Latin words of exorcism that I know, and I know you're not demons, but you can't be here. So I wanted to throw them out at first. I said, at least be good or better at hiding, please and thank you. And I'm sure my sons are freaking out or tripping out because they're in the bedroom going, Dad's yelling at what? And I'm going to go back in the bedroom, please and thank you. When I come back, I'm going to say, hey, I'm coming. You guys hide real good, okay? I don't want to see you. And since then, they've kind of really been polite about that. But I catch them in the photographs.
Yeah, let's talk about Alfalfa.
Alfalfa came about when Mr. Junior over here.
So, yeah, you said your friend is Alfalfa?
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
Is he your buddy? Is he your buddy? Show him where he's at. Where you seen it? Where's your buddy at? No. Where is he at? Is he outside, Junior? Show us where you see Alfalfa the most. Show me. Well, we see him the very first time, remember?
He's going to the window.
Do you see him?
They're outside most of the time.
Do you see him? Junior, take a look.
Oh, my. There is somebody out there.
Say hi, Alfalfa. Say hello.
I see somebody out there.
Alpha.
Hey, y'all.
Wave at him, Junior. Say hello.
Oh, wow. Did somebody just move?
You threw that off.
Hey, y'all. Hey. Y'all are doing just like I asked y'all to do.
See the babies?
Love y'all for that.
Love. Yeah, they're good.
Oh.
Cooperate. I know they would. I tell you, we'll get some footage. Guarantee. No, we're not playing. Junior.
Oh my goodness.
Nope.
I saw some more movement.
Who's there? Where's Alfalfa's mom at? And Alpha. Uncle. Is Uncle okay? Outside. We're outside right now? None in here? Yeah, when it warms up, they kind of move out. But when I notice,
Oh my gosh. More moved up.
Yeah. Yep, you see him, huh?
Get that baby boy.
He sees him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got.
He's a seer.
We've got pictures of.
Thumbs up. Give me thumbs up. Good job.
Alfalfa with Terry Jr.
Yeah, we do.
Yep.
All around him. Do they protect you? Where does Alfalfa leave? Does he run through the wall? Can he run through the wall? And he goes right there. Is that him right there too? And he's outside. He goes outside that way to the closet. Really? Tell him about your hair. Where's he got hair at, Junior? Oh, he goes like that outside. Nope, you don't touch that. Nope, don't touch that, Junior. Come here. Come here.
Tell us about this place, Terry.
This right here is known as Sand Canyon, Canyon of the Ancients.
Canyon of the Ancients.
There were enough Anasazi that populated this general area as the size of New York, mysteriously vanished. Nobody knows where they went, what became of them. Just a whole generation of people just
Well, it's so bright out here, I can't even see my screen. So
Right, we were definitely gonna have to.
honestly, I normally can see if I've got somebody on there, maybe even talk to them, but I can't see anything.
Right, and it's very bright.
So I'm gonna move it around kind of slow.
See, I haven't been down here since my last experience with my buddy, and that's a little bit further down where the canyon start, or another area that you can circle around and ride clear around the creek where Old National Monument is.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all Battle Rock. And this is where the Utes made their last stand
Before giving up.
before surrendering to the U.S. government. There it is.
Yep, it was
Say that again.
I don't know how long the battle lasted, but they had cannons booming, muskets, and the whole 9 yards going during this battle. And the natives used their renegade warfare, and they finally had to surrender. Story behind the Battle Rock. There's also a school that's been a private school down here that's called Battle Rock Chartered School, and that's where most of the people from the canyon send their children to school at.
I'm seeing some faces on my screen.
Oh, I'm sure.
Look on the screen.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, what the heck?
Hey, guys.
Sasquatch. Sasquatch. David had Shanti from the clan of Louisiana. They would carve things out in the rock, and where we were at down there, I found like an eel, moray eel,
Yeah.
as well as things that look like a chihuahua, and they'll either they could do them sideways or at an angle, but that's how they recognize their everything from their location to where they buried their gold. The Spanish were
I'm
here.
seeing some faces right now.
There was a pueblo of
Hey, guys.
and they drove the Spanish out of here. We got a little lizard running, so it's warm enough for the reptiles.
Yeah.